Cross the Trinity River and you'll find yourself in downtown Dallas, Texas. Through the north side sits Comerica Arena, our home as the Progressive AVP League enters the final night of regular season play. One final opportunity for teams to cross the bridge to the postseason. Our last women's match of 8 weeks of play is on the sand now. Austin taking on LA. We'll have the men after that. Welcome in to the finale. Everyone playing for Chicago. Hey, everybody, Kevin Barnett alongside Cameron Irwin once again. Cam, we entered this final match with so much still at stake.
So much at stake between Austin and LA. When you think of Austin, they're looking for a sweep to be able to clinch a #2 seed and a bye, importantly, into Chicago. On the other side for LA, they are playing for their playoff lives. Get this, all they need is just a single set. They don't even need the win, but they need one.
We're one match in already, and I can tell you that the San Diego Smash are now a huge fan of the Austin Aces as they lost to the Dallas Dream in a tightly contested match, 1917. 1917 featured strong serving at the start.
This match was simply chaos. Both teams just sending their best ball from the service line, ace after ace. The set ended in the first with a Kylie DeBerg block that really set the tone for the second. They did trail in the second set, but ultimately fought their way back in against San Diego. Now, there was some controversy. This contact right there was not called for a double. Late in set two, didn't go the direction of the San Diego Smash, and it was ultimately the next play that sealed the win for Dallas and a spot into Chicago.
So many times you see controversy reign. The team that loses that argument goes down in the next point. That was the case for San Diego, so they are hanging on. Right now they sit outside of the top 6 that are qualified for Chicago, but the results of this one will determine whether they flip-flop spots with LA. You heard Cameron mention it. LA needs one set. San Diego is looking for an Austin sweep. Austin is looking for the #2 seed. If they get a victory here, they will be up into the #2 spot.
Which will, again, bring you a bye into Chicago. You already have Melissa Humana-Paredes and Brandy Wilkerson at the #1 spot. They have clinched that, which they are the defending Cup champs, but they are looking for their league championships in 2026. Austin, one of the best teams in the world, picking up massive wins internationally, trying to find the big-time domestic win yet again here in the United States.
Progressive AVP League started at the end of May, early June, but it wasn't until week 3 in Miami that Austin began play. They've now clinched a playoff spot, having lost 3 in a row in the middle. They opened with 3 victories. They had a middle with 3 losses, but it might be that very first win, Cam, that could be the decider to be the #2 seed.
Yeah, without a doubt, when you look at Taryn Brasher and Kristen Cruz, a couple things you want to watch out for. Kristen Cruz, one of the best defenders in the world. She had just 1 hitting error on the night a night ago. It was so impressive to see her scoop, deliver, and she's going to bring some of her best volleyball. This team and look in need of a sweep.
Since coming out of college, they have performed together on the professional stage at the highest level. Taryn Brasher, 6'4" blocker, is on the right side. Her 5'6" defensive teammate on the left as Brasher takes the sand for the final regular season appearance, the Austin Aces. Welcome into Dallas, where we are just taking the sand. Austin taking on LA in our final women's match of the Progressive AVP League. Kevin Barnett alongside Cameron Irwin. This is the regular season finale. We are trying to solidify the field for the playoff in Chicago and Labor Day weekend. There is one spot to be determined as to who's in, who's out. The Austin Aces here are already in. They're playing for the #2 seed and a bye in the first round of the playoffs. As you see, take the sand, Kristen Cruz, coming off a near perfect match last night. Their opponent tonight, the LA Launch. Today had begun with so many doubts. Are they a contender in the championship chase? Will they even be in Chicago? Cameron, we're about to find out.
They came in to the 2026 AVP League with a statement in Belmar, picking up 2 straight wins. Since then, it's been a little bit more up and down, trying to find the most consistent play. What we know about them, they are absolute underdogs. They're grinders. They will fight you to the death in 3-set matches. It's been time and time again. It was a sweep an evening ago that has put them in this precarious position, but they need to find some of what has made them so successful. The service pressure of Maddie Anderson and this woman, Elena Chacon, what she's done defensively. 20+ dig performances night in and night out. Few can say that. She is the digs leader in the AVP League.
And in front of her, an impactful server, who is also a powerful attacker, made an immediate impact on the scouting reports of opponents this season. Watch her service line heat. That thing is flat and vicious.
Without a doubt, she came into the weekend with 16 aces throughout league play. She added an additional 3 last night. Expect her to have that dagger of a serve, plenty of pace, and especially in this an arena setting where the ball will jump and float that much more on you, it can be a weapon for her in this matchup, and especially against the best team in the world, you need to get them out of system.
Maddie Anderson's family looking on as the #1 server in the AVP is averaging an ace a set. That is a fantastic number. Looking at the women's standings here, what's at stake is the #2 seed for Brasher and Cruz. They hold the tiebreaker via a head-to-head victory in match #1 over Miami. So they, with a victory here, will jump up. And to be determined down here, Cameron said it, LA takes 1 set, they stay in that #6 spot. If they go down in a sweep, if they go 0-2 here, Austin takes a victory, it will be San Diego who is on their way to the city by the lake. So we're on the sand here in Dallas inside Comerica. Glad you're with us. Kevin Barnett, Cameron Irwin, gold medalist Rich Lamborn on the sand. First serve goes to LA. Maddie Chacon is long. So we're indoors for one of the few times this season. Tell us about the service game. How is it affected by the lack of wind, sun, and other elements?
Well, sometimes your serve can improve out in the indoor or in the outside elements, right? Hitting the ball into the wind. But when you're indoors, it means you can actually get after it that much more. You have an understanding of what the elements are. The ball can float, and it's just a truer toss as well, as the collision takes place underneath the net.
Yeah, we'll follow the service game there. Taryn Brasher wanting an interference call. A little bit of contact with Chacon here.
No center line in the game of beach volleyball. As they collide underneath, Taryn feeling like she's not able to take an extra step to pursue that ball.
Wouldn't be the first controversial call we've had tonight, or non-call. Dallas, if you're a fan of San Diego, got away with one earlier.
And a fun storyline to follow between these 4 athletes. You just have to consider the ranks of collegiate beach volleyball as Kristen Cruz goes head-to-head with the defender on the opposite side, and Elena Chacon. Elena Chacon out of Florida State, as Kristen Cruz out of LSU. They did overlap several times in terms of their collegiate days. So plenty of matchups between these 2 teams.
Yeah, long professional careers ahead for all involved as Chacon hits that one. Good start for her. She's hitting .257 on the season. That is next to last on the women's side. But you talked about her defense. She's had a ton of opportunities here. If you could just raise her hitting percentage by, say, 100 points, could be a deal breaker for opponents.
Well, and that's what you're seeing on the other side of the net, right? With the #2 defender in terms of digs per set in the league, one of the best defenders in the world in Kristen Cruz. She is about a dig behind per set of that of Elena Chacon.
Yeah, it's wild to step in and put Kristen Cruz in the rearview mirror defensively.
I don't think anyone's ever been able to do that.
No one puts Baby in the corner. No one puts Kristen Cruz into second place, generally speaking. Yeah, those double-double numbers, 11 career, that is all time for her. Cruz coming off 14 kills on 16 attempts plus 10 digs last night. There's another one. Joust at the net. Anderson, right side. Tries the chip, cannot. Chacon faking the pattern, but did not fake out Brasher. Stepping back and up big.
LA trying to pick up the tempo in transition and catch the Austin Aces off guard, but one step ahead, Taryn Brasher doing a really nice job securing this. Watch this though, Elena Chacon, the one that actually goes up to joust that of Taryn Brasher. The defender showing her blocking chops against the 6'4" opposition. But I love this. Here's the tempo, Brasher right on top of it. Instead of a deep load on the block, she's faster with those hands. It's a quick, explosive movement down to load and back over to find the right timing.
Yeah, nice left step to get in front of the ball as well. First stuff block, 4-2. Touch there, this will have to go. No touch. Instead, a shot from Cruz finds its way to the corner, and she was operating with precision last night. That continues here. Remember, a sweep sends them to the #2 spot. A 3-0 run is a nice way to begin the early moments of this match. 5-2. Brasher has that one clear as she's retreating. We've already seen her pull a couple of times.
Yeah, and that's going to be something to watch for, even just in terms of that spread offensive system you're seeing from LA. And when I say spread offense, instead of just a direct up and down set that you traditionally see at the simplest level of beach volleyball, they're going to push this set further away from the platform and the set to create some different angles, some different looks, and taking advantage of Austin's pulling block.
That one salvaged out of the net and cleverly put right to the line. What a shot by Brasher, back to back. Exceptional contacts.
Watch the spin of this ball. There's the set out of the net. Plenty of space as Brasher's falling away. Still sends just a little bit of that thumb down side spin. When you're in trouble, attacking the perimeter of the court can do so much justice for you.
Brasher back to the jump serve. Saw a lot of that last night. Been a work in progress throughout the season. That one off the left hand and out of bounds. Chacon staying aggressive. Chacon last night, 13 kills, 6 errors on 28 attempts, hit .250. It was the 6 errors that really hurt them. They made 7 total as a team. 6 of them were just balls out of bounds.
Something to track as well is Elena Chacon against Taryn Brasher, giving plenty of space in terms of that set location. That time just attacking the block, but 6'4" in front of you. You need a little extra room to operate.
The defensive flash that time is in the wrong direction. Another point for Austin. Easy side out there for Brasher, now 29 years old, out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Went to Creighton, was an all-star indoors before going to beach at LSU. Here looking for 8 points. Cruz is right there. Transition, she looks down right at Chacon. Here's an opportunity for LA. No, launching instead in front of it is Cruz, and that's too long. Oh, good idea. Skyball mid-rally.
You gotta love the effort here from Kristen Cruz, and that's her offhand too, to be able to control that with your left instead of the right. That's something that this team and especially defenders train out here in the sport of beach volleyball. Trying to find that ambidextrousness.
Yeah, ambidextrousness, ambidexterity.
Oh, ambidexterity, there you go. That's what you're looking for.
Either one of those. Cut shot picked up by Chacon. Dug again. And then jumbo to the corner for the 8th point. Austin lethal in another rally, and it is 8-5 for the side change. Kristen Cruz, now the veteran on the sand, but she knew she was going to face a challenge here in LA.
I've definitely played Elena a ton. She's super scrappy on defense, so honestly makes it very challenging for the ball to hit the sand. And I think in the league so far, they've been like very aggressive serving. I think that Maddie may have a ton of aces. So again, kind of similar to Dallas with starting off with a good first ball. That's kind of key for us. So hopefully we can have that happen tonight.
Yeah, Kristen knew it. Maddie does have a ton of aces. She has 19 aces, in fact. That's number 1 in the AVP. We'll see if that factors early on. Austin not giving any aces away. It actually has been a point of strength for them. Austin with just 11 aces themselves, but they've given up only 7 on the season throughout this very up and down run of a year.
Yeah, you can see just the big-time win there against the Miami Mayhem, and then all of a sudden they went down to Palm Beach. They were one of the first teams to sweep the Austin Aces. It was about a 14-match streak that no one had even put a dent on the Austin Aces. And next thing you know, it was 3 straight from San Diego to Brooklyn and New York, not necessarily working in their favor. However, yesterday they said it. Taryn Brasher in her post-game said they had heard enough about the 3-game losing streak. She's got an edge to her today, as does Kristen Cruz, and really an impressive performance from last night carrying over this evening.
There were a lot of numbers that were not going Austin's way during that 3-match losing streak. One that maybe escaped a lot of people was the number of errors per attack. So when do you make an error? How many attempts do you have before you make an error, as LA puts that one away? They were very low error early on. They would have 11 attempts offensively before they would make an error. They're all the way down to 9 at this point, which is among the elite. Palm Beach Passion and Miami, the top 2 teams right now, they're a similar 8.7, 8.5 per hitting error.
You talk about the errors on the side of the Austin Aces and where they have made an incredible career as Olympians and as AVP Elite. It's been minimizing those errors. As here goes Kristen Cruz with yet another kill. But that's what's been so interesting is they make so many teams uncomfortable. They're just going to make sure to stay consistent and be lethal in both their side out as well as their transition and force you to be your best version of consistency.
Yeah, don't do things that hurt your side of the net. 9-6 right now. Chacon the target. That's her 12th attempt. Just one for Maddie Anderson, who cannot get a hold of that shot. And the lead is now 4. Let's go down to the gold medalist, Rich Lamborn, on the sand.
Thanks, Kev. I was just talking to Coach Jake McNeil about the situation that we know they're in, they know they're in. I said, does that factor into your prep for this match? He said, you know what? We actually have one player who likes to know the situation and one who doesn't. So we kind of played into everybody's strengths. We go after this match. We're excited to play one of the best teams in the world, probably the best team in the world. And we're excited to show what we got. They got their hands full right now, but look forward to a little bit of a charge back from the LA launch.
Thanks, Richie. Timeout by LA, now down 4. They definitely know that situation. And your situation is this. It's a 3-day CW Sports Spectacular starting on Friday, August 28th with NASCAR O'Reilly Series Racing from Daytona. Then it's the season premiere of CW College Football as New Mexico State visits Florida State. Then NXT Heatwave crashes in for a summer showdown. A must-see sports weekend beginning Friday, August 28th at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on the CW and streaming live on the ESPN app.
That is really interesting what Rich just told us, though, from Jake McNeil in terms of one athlete wanting to know what's at stake and one not wanting to know. When you look at Maddie Anderson, Elena Chacon, you have what's kind of that type A and type B personality. I'll be curious to ask at the end of this who wants to know the stakes and who doesn't. Maddie known to be more that type A personality, Elena a little bit more type B. You talk to Chacon, she says she brings all the vibes to this team as Maddie, that steady force.
Maddie brings the travel itinerary. Here trying to bring the heat, a rare opportunity offensively. Bang, there it is, middle, with some steam.
Maddie Anderson not seeing a ton of looks, just her second attempt on the match as you see her family celebrating and earning a kill with this one just in the face of Taryn Brasher as well. You want to send a statement. That's how you get it done.
That statement might be, don't serve me anymore. We'll see if that happens here. And see if Anderson can go serving-wise. Cruz backed up perfectly for that one. Into her normal approach, spreading out, but it's a wide left shot. First error from Austin.
Just a one error between Taryn and Kristen last night. This evening, already 3.
Right back to Cruz, this time short. Same, left popping out to the right. Chacon runs it down. Big swing for LA. Right to Brasher, who puts it away. What else could she do with that ball there, that attack, instead of hitting right at Brasher's arms?
Well, that's what's interesting. A lot of times, often, you want to attack the pulling block, and she's had good success in this match already going at Taryn Brasher. This is the first time Brasher's got a nice transition play back out for a point, so I don't blame Chacon for going after Taryn Brasher at that moment. Now you might try to change your target.
The margins have been tiny for LA this season here in the Progressive AVP League. They have played 19 total sets. 15 of those sets, Cameron, have been decided by 3 or fewer points, including both last night, overtime in the first, losing 17-19 and then 13-15 to the San Diego Smash. Putting them in a position here where they need 1 set to move themselves to the playoff. Touch there by Anderson. Chacon chips it right to the back line. That's a winner. They're into double figures.
What a crispy shot from Elena Chacon. So impressive because Kristen Cruz was already taking her steps there. Watch this defensively. She starts to shift. There's that first step. And it has to be well outside the reach of Kristen Cruz for her not to get a hand on it. Really impressive placement.
As they've done so many times when they've needed a run, they come up with it. 4-1 the run right now to get within this serve of a tie. No. But they are right back in it here in the red zone over 10. Remember, playing to 15, win by 2. We don't have a cap. We've seen multiple records this year in terms of longest set on the women's side. Been into the 20s a couple of times.
Pulling out the option, that means they go on to off the platform to then attack the pressure release valve for Austin.
Oh, that one through the wickets. A push set out to Chacon with another kill.
What you might not see in this matchup is just how important the setting is from Maddie Anderson. The placement, plenty of space off the net to allow Elena Chacon to operate. That time just going directly through the arms of Taryn Brasher.
Chacon hitting .333 here in the opening frame. Her partner 500 with very few swings. Brasher has that one blocked back. Anderson retreats, and it cannot handle it to her left. Austin scores it.
You think about soccer players, right? Using their feet, their knees, everything to be able to control the ball. Well, that's exactly like Kristen Cruz. Just one-hand contact there, one-hand contact the opposite direction. Really showcasing just her ball control on those cover plays.
2 away. The Aces looking for one. Chacon, long run. Cruz again in transition, checks it down, goes short, no. Off balance, both teams, and Kristen Cruz, as she often does, is the first one to get a controlled contact. 14-11. That takes us to our juiced up moment of the match. This rally.
What I love is another extended defensive rally, especially Kristen Cruz tries to drop this in front of Chacon, but watching these two defenders just go head to head is a thing of beauty, as that's the final shot. Just plenty of space and moving that ball back to the cross court.
Good save there by Chacon, did not matter. Beach juice, zero sugar, hard tropical punch. It's our juiced up moment of the match. And we're only just getting started here. We have 2 matches for you between Austin and LA, both with playoff implications. Men coming up next here on the CW. Overhead, Anderson chips in, good move. Anderson, just her second kill on 3 attempts. It's been a keep away game.
That's what excites me about this young rookie duo of LA. The diversity of offense, working tempo, working a back set, and giving plenty of looks. Again, this team just got together back in January. They spent time on the sand at Florida State, but with a very small amount of time. So much potential for this LA duo.
Set point once again for Austin. Stuff just inside the block, and that'll do it. They controlled much of the set, but LA had a chance. Aces, 15-12 in the opening frame. LA still looking for that set. Still trying to find just one set to put themselves into playoff position.
So many ticky-tack plays up at the net, won by the Austin Aces, whether it was a cover play, a block and turn, pulling off the net. Austin really winning the net battle from a block and pulling perspective.
These teams are playing to stay on our upcoming schedule here for the Progressive AVP League, and that includes the championships in Chicago. Just a few weeks away, the best teams from the regular season will do battle in the Windy City. That'll be Oak Street Beach. We can't wait to be there once again. Chicago always shows up. We had a rockin' championship last year over the same Labor Day weekend. The Progressive AVP League. Progressive Insurance, cars, homes, boats, motorcycles, RVs, and more. Go to progressive.com and find your insurance. Road is going to be long here for this pair to get back in this match. They'll need at least the first set. That could guarantee them a playoff trip. But there's no guarantee you're going to be a pro when you're younger. But having the heart of, say, a big cat might help, Cam.
Yeah, you know, what's so fun is getting a chance to get to know each one of these AVP pros, and especially Elena Chacon in her rookie season. There's been talk about a spirit animal for Elena Chacon. She does have a tattoo of a cheetah that she got in New Zealand 2 years ago. This is little Elena Chacon. She sent me this photo this week, and I love it. She said since she was little, it's all about being connected to the idea of staying untamed and not chasing what anyone else expects of you, but trusting your instinct and living true to yourself. She really resonates with Glennon Doyle's book, Untamed, which is all about the cheetah, and again, rocking that spirit. She loves the speed and the instincts, and they are going to need a little bit here in the second set as they still need a set to get to Chicago.
And that first set, Elena Chacon again seeing the cheetah's share of attempts. 6 kills on 17 attempts. Just 1 error, but a lot of zeros there. So you're looking at 10 zeros in that grouping. What can she do to be a little more terminal against this Austin Aces pair?
Taryn Brasher got a couple of blocks up against her, so I think the setting early in set 1 for LA was then cleaned up late in set 1. So giving a little bit more space. Also, Taryn Brasher kind of pulling off the net, so utilizing maybe some different looks to try and attack away from her body might be the next direction for the LA launch.
All right, let's take a look at our progressive performance. That'll be with Kristen Cruz, who continues to excel defensively and offensively, returning an attack.
Kristen Cruz, yet again, showcasing what she does best. There's the extension, and what I love is just her vision, right? She might be chasing a ball 30 feet away from her or setting up her partner, and she still has an incredible ability to drop her eyes to the other side of the net, see the open sand, and then the next level, it's the execution. That is the perfect mark there for Kristen Cruz. Not only does she see what's available, but she's able to have the right ball and hand contact to get the ball exactly where she needs it to go.
Kristen Cruz with 11 career double-doubles. I think it's going to be 12 if you have 8 kills and 8 digs in the first set.
Safe to say.
The second set starts with the same thing in place. A sweep from Austin. San Diego would be on to the playoff. LA with a set victory, they would be on to the playoff, and that is a monster block.
But that's right back to the set location. Typically against a different blocker, maybe somebody that's under 6 foot or right at that 6 foot mark, that's a safe space for Elena Chacon. But against the block of Taryn Brasher, she takes up that much more space at the net. You have to pull the ball off the net.
Brasher's second point defensively at the net. Can't get that one, her partner can. Cruz right back up. And a little too long. Third error for Kristen, and we're tied at 1.
We talk about instincts on the other side of the net. Kristen Cruz has got some of the best instincts in the game. That first step, no one can touch. She plays defense in a read and react form. Able to just touch about every inch of the court.
Brasher chips it. Chacon trying to terminate. Yes, there's one. You need the heart of a cheetah and perhaps the mind of a fly. Just let it all go, let all the previous lack of success go, and have at the next play.
A fly or a goldfish, either way. Elena Chacon responds.
Which is dumber? That'd be the question. Goldfish, not very bright. Cruz, that ball's out. Chacon knew it, followed it, and LA's up here in set number 2, 3-1. Good start for a team that needs this set.
Watch for the option now from Austin.
They'll have to stay on Cruz for that to happen. That is the case. You called it, Cameron, and it wins. Brasher with the kill.
Yeah, they've been going to that as soon as they start to drop off a point or two. Even if Kristen Cruz is doing all right in terms of her own side-out game, if they trail by 2, 3, they'll start to implement it that much more. It's a la Phil Dahlhauser.
I've heard of him. All-time best player in the history of beach volleyball on the men's side. Philip Dalhauser still playing into his middle late 40s. Dig here by Cruz. Chacon with another nice read. Can't quite get the point because Brasher and Cruz combined for another highlight play.
Are you not entertained? We talk about her execution level on the attack and transition. How about this on the dig? The ability to control, puts two hands out, full platform, and able to deliver, pulling that ball back across her body to set up her partner.
There are some wonderful benefits in the world of volleyball to being 6'4" at the net. Brasher back to the jumper, been working on it. Good heat, right in the middle of the court. Got a touch, no block, side out, LA.
So what are some of the ways in which you could face off against a 6'4" blocker? What can you implement? Well, there's a couple different strategies. Not only space off the net, but also diversity of offense. Where are you attacking along the length of the net? And then also the tempo of the set. Can you change your timing so that Taryn Brasher has to constantly pay attention to the set location as well as the set height?
Chacon got a piece of it, but not enough. Okay, Cam, take me one step deeper into that. Specifically for Elena Chacon. We've seen her on the left-hand side, out to the pin against Brasher. Where do you want to see her go to have more success?
Well, she actually just scored out of the middle of the court. So what can that do for them? Well, it can force Kristen Cruz in the backcourt to have to pick left or right, and maybe they find some of the shorter angles. This time she's going to the right side, so finding the high line. Again, it's changing up the location of the attack, and Kristen Cruz has to then adjust.
LA holding the lead with that move to the right side. Chacon, #1 in attack attempts in AVP League play this year. She's had a lot of work at the net. A lot of it via her own defense. Got the first one, Anderson, not the second. And that's one of the upgrades they could take is some blocking. Toughest skill perhaps in the game as you advance from one level to the next is to get a consistent block.
How about the pokey set from Kristen Cruz? She goes full panda paw, another ball control type contact.
I think she was Taylor Crabb royalty on that play. I think it's 3 cents per play. Like a Spotify deal. Out into the middle again, Cam, you called it. And again, success. Chacon is finding the range.
And that's where I like it the most, because instead of just having to chase down the high line, here she comes. Kristen Cruz has to decide, and you can see that angle block from Taryn Brasher. That means she's trying to take away the left side of the court, the block, as Cruz shifts to the right.
Elena Chacon starred at Florida State, later went back and volunteer coached at FSU. That'll change your view of the game. We've talked a lot to Phil Dalhauser, the aforementioned player, about that, as that ball cannot be handled again on the option. But how teaching the game forces you to kind of break down your own game and maybe gives you some ideas of how to improve your own capabilities while you're still playing.
Yeah, Phil Dalhauser even speaking to that as well. His own academy, he said it gives you a different perspective, and also just the ability to educate and describe what you've done for so long. What becomes so innate to him maybe is needed to be described to others, and really getting a chance to do that for Elena Chacon, stepping into the coaching role and back out at Florida State.
Push set to Anderson. She'll chip it off the block. Kept alive. Right side, tight. Active retreating blocker. That's a winner, 7-6.
And I love it. Same thing, Elena Chacon digs deep into the court, runs an absolute route, a beeline to the right side to try and force Brasher to have to take extra steps to block in transition.
Side change coming. We've had 7 straight sweeps in league play. Are we in a situation where we'll have 8 in a row? Anderson got a piece of the first one. She'll need more. Not a second time, as again, expertly, Cruz locates the ball to the corner.
The coverage plays from Austin, taking from set 1 now into set 2, really impressive as they just continue to find touch after touch as Kristen Cruz is now in double-double territory.
Yep, most ever by any player with 12. We knew she'd get there. 8 kills, 8 digs in the first set. Preposterous. Such a fun watch, Kristen Cruz. Watch how patient she is on defense. She'll wait till the ball is contacted unless there's a scheme on. There, she kind of moves back and forth, and that ball goes middle for the winner. LA is going to side change up 8-7. So you've been watching Progressive AVP League all year long. We will return to the sands of Manhattan Beach. That's the mecca of beach volleyball for the Progressive AVP Manhattan Beach Open. Different format, same great stars. The finals begin on Sunday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 Pacific on the CW, and streaming live on the ESPN app. Maddie Anderson's family, lots of smiles here. A couple of sisters, mom and dad, relatives, and friends all in the great state of Florida.
Yeah, plenty of support. I actually caught up with Elena and Maddie, who actually ran into each other at breakfast this morning. They said that they had a whole contingency of friends and family here to support, and it totally changes the game, right? From the time you step on the court, knowing you've got somebody in the stands cheering you on, and especially when the stakes are as high as they are, having that little extra encouragement goes a long way.
Yeah, I mentioned all the close matches and close sets they've had. They began with 2 victories in Belmar. That was in some windy conditions, and the serving was already a factor there. Match number 1, they had 6 aces together. Anderson alone had 6 aces in the next match. So they opened with 2 victories. A little bit tougher road in Las Vegas, a split in Long Beach. Before arriving here, they're looking for just 1 set. They'll hope for a split victory, but they'll take a set here to go to the playoff.
And it was interesting, too, that last swing from Elena Chacon. If you can remember, she worked back to the right side. We talk about diversity of offense. Well, it's also your shot selection. She has changed up. She went high line, heavy into the cross court with a cut, and then she just hammered seam.
Here they go to Brasher, who pulls it down the line with pace and angle for an 8-8 situation. So we are perhaps just 7 points in one category away from determining our entire playoff field in Chicago.
There's a little heat check there to Taryn Brasher. Her numbers quite exquisite. 5 of 6 here in the second.
Your shot selection plays again.
Staying tough on that left side. Short waterfall over the top. So many inputs here for Elena Chacon. You think about the number of times Taryn Brasher has pulled off the net, actually pulling that short line, recognizing this time she stays at the net and goes over the top.
Elena Chacon hitting 500 in this set. Maddie Anderson does not have an attempt. Cruz, short. Chacon, pick up. Nearly had to put down. Here comes Anderson, first attempt. Oh, first error. The block taken by Brasher. Get the sand out of her eyes after that third stuff.
And this is where it just becomes exhausting or excruciating to have to play against the Austin Aces and Taryn Brasher and Kristen Cruz. You don't have to make just 1 play, it's 2 or it's 3 plays in order to find a single point. But this is one I haven't seen before. I didn't know Taryn Brasher could block with her eyes closed. She's just that good.
What is it about being 6'4"? It's good to be 6'4"? Yeah, it is. 9'9". You don't always know the game plan exactly, right? How it started, where it evolved. Well, the game plan hasn't changed here. It's called Give the Ball to Elena Chacon. 30 attempts, Anderson 4. That short serve roasted to the line for an ace. That'll be ace number 1 of this match for either team.
There's power, and then there's placement. Taryn Brasher showcasing the ladder as she tacks the sideline.
12th ace of the season. As I mentioned, they've only given up 7, the Aces have. It's so rock solid. 5 away from a sweep. San Diego overjoyed. That back touch a little too much. And we are tied at 10 again. Remember the implications here. If Austin wins this set, they will be the #2 seed. They will have a bye in Chicago in the first round. They will also drag the San Diego Smash up from #7 into the #6 spot. And LA will be out of the playoff. Five to go. No aces yet. The league's leading server. Put an end to that, perhaps. Almost. They'll take a point, too. To the right side, Chacon. Got it! 11-10.
That's hard on the Austin Aces. Cruz had a beat on that ball. She was tracking the high line shot, but the redirect off the block of Taryn Brasher doesn't give enough time to Kristen Cruz in the backcourt to make the adjustment.
Double-doubles abound here in this game. Now Elena Chacon with her 6th. It's the most in any season by a single player. Another tough short serve. High line, too far. Just out of bounds. 12-10 timeout, Austin. LA right back with a 3-0 run.
I talked about it, power versus placement. Well, this is all about placement on the serve from Maddie Anderson as that ball just wide of the court. But they're challenging Kristen Cruz with a float serve. That means the ball's gonna dance a bit on you, not just right to left, but also the bottom can quite literally just fall out of it and it drops to the sand. They've been forcing Kristen Cruz to get a little uncomfortable having to take a step forward on the side out game.
There seems to be a pretty powerful argument here that there is not enough short serving going on in AVP League play. We saw it work earlier for Dallas, a couple of good short serves from DeBerg that scored. Here, another short serve that creates a situation for scoring. Saw Betsy Flint effectively use depth in the last match as well. She historically is an excellent server. LA versus Austin on the women's side right now. LA versus Austin on the men's side coming up. No word as to whether there'll be some karaoke for Hagen Smith. I said we provide that. Let's give the man a microphone. He'll go for it.
I like it with the band as well.
All right, pressure moment here.
So does Kristen Cruz take a half step forward in her serve receive? She's been served short twice. Let's see if she makes the adjustment on contact. If I'm her, you're gonna use a little deception. So start deep and then hop forward just a half step.
What if you're Anderson? What do? Do you serve deep? Do you serve short? Here it comes. Right down the middle. Oh, and Taryn Brasher terminates.
Oh, that is nasty. Oh, let's go, Austin Aces. The serve pulls Kristen Cruz to the middle, her platform perfectly in front of her, delivering a flawless set to her partner.
A must-have side out here as both teams are in the 300s offensively. Chacon, middle again, wins 13-11. 2 points from Chicago.
You can just see the wheels turning defensively as Chacon goes back to the middle. She's trying to stay one step ahead offensively, and she's done that in this second set.
Served to the middle last time to Cruz, maybe to her right.
Go to her right and try and steal that option play.
From the middle, Cruz. Into the net, popped up, oh, too far to the antenna, opportunity lost for LA.
I think this is where the experience playing one another comes into effect, because the fact that they just put that ball served to Kristen Cruz in the middle, it's almost as if they wanted her to attack out of the middle. She felt like she had a good read on that ball.
Maddie Anderson, my call here on this serve. On the back line, ace. We're tied.
That's the second one Elena Chacon has left, and it has fallen inbounds late in this second set. With everything on the line, if you don't know, you gotta go.
Second ace for Brasher could loom large. Oh, the back half of the nylon cable. timeout called by LA at 13 apiece. Taryn Brasher on the right side is having herself a night. 11 kills, 1 error on 16. That is 625 for those who don't want to do the math at home.
Into Chicago as well. I'll throw out a couple.
Our progressive stat pack is filled with Taryn Brasher numbers, all of which look exceptional for the already Olympian and probably odds-on future Olympian representing Team USA. Look at that stat filler.
3 blocks, 2 aces. You love those kind of points coming from a blocker. You expect the kills, right? However, the blocks, the aces, that's where blockers can really make up that much more in terms of point scoring.
LA used their timeout in set number 1. They promptly went on a 4-1 run. Here, they would only need a 2-0 run. Starts with the side out.
Taryn Brasher, remember that ace she had to the sideline against Elena Chacon.
Pass first. Chicago on the line. Way off the net. Cruz there. Going poke high. Chacon runs it down. Brasher, dig, transition, kill, 14-13.
Hats off to Kristen Cruz. The call was to hit to the left side of the court, and she went the opposite direction. Elena Chacon found that secondary dig and attacks that of Taryn Brasher. And Brasher just continuing to increase her efficiency. Another kill.
Match point number 1. Long. We will play overtime.
I think she might have just iced herself.
That was a
She
long
took a long
wait.
pause.
Yeah. Anderson to the line. LA fighting for Chicago. Lose this set, they are out. Playoffs hang in the balance. Service up the middle. That is how pros do it. Behind in the play and then head to score.
A wicked arm swing, so much action from Taryn Brasher.
Match point number 2. Chacon to the right side, had success here. But not this time. That ball will have to come over. Almost a bump kill for it. Block straight down, this one is over. LA's season is done. Austin is the number 2 seed.
Unbelievable fight from both the Austin Aces and the LA Launch. Yeah.
A 6-2 run to finish for Austin.
Elation for the Austin Aces. A 3-match losing streak as they shored things up here in Dallas. It was defense all over the court as the heartbreak mounts for the LA Launch. Out of Chicago, and they gave it an incredible effort against one of the world's best teams.
All season long, they ground out set after set to the end against the elite of the progressive AVP League. But once again, LA comes up just short in a deuce set. 16 deuce sets played on the season. The Aces are happy to see Rich Lambourne.
Thank you. Yeah, we are on with the victorious Taryn and Kristen. Oh, you can't say that on camera. All right. I mean, that was a nail-biter down to the wire. You guys had a little bit of a deficit there in the second set, knowing you needed to go straight sets to get that bye in Chicago. What's the thought process?
All I have to say is Taryn Brasher came through clutch time. I mean, come on, that was incredible.
It was incredible indeed late in the second set, but you were, I think, 8-8 digs and kills in the first set alone. What about your performance? We'll let you talk about her performance.
Are you kidding me? This is Kristen freaking Cruz, the best of the best. Nothing better.
All right, so there's a lot of love going on in this team. I can see the vibes are high. You had a lot of crowd support here as well. There were signs. I saw a Taryn Brasher Appreciation Day. I didn't know that was a national holiday just yet, but now I do. How much of a factor is that for you guys, having that kind of support?
Oh, I mean, huge. I mean, Dallas, it kind of feels a little like home. Austin, Louisiana, so definitely had a lot of home field advantage, I think, to us. So yeah, we absolutely love the support when the crowd gets into it, and yeah, that was a fun one.
You guys caught a little bit of heat when you had a couple of matches in a row that you did not win. Can everybody calm down now that we're back to our winning ways in Austin?
Yeah, we haven't heard it as much, but you know what? I like them keeping us accountable. It's good. Keep us in check.
All right, and you guys secure that bye. One fewer match to play once you get to Chicago Championships. I know Drew somewhere is watching this. He will be pleased with your guys' performance, don't we think?
Yeah, Drew, I'm sure we'll get that good job text again. But yeah, we had a bye last AVP Chicago Champions, and it didn't go well, so hopefully we can redeem ourselves. So yeah, that's the next goal.
The redemption tour, congratulations. Back to you guys.
Redemption, the next goal. Excellent volleyball was the goal here in their home state of Texas, and that is true. Austin wins, and they are the #2 seed. AVP League is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Make sure your family is well taken care of with life insurance. Protect your phones, laptops, and more with electronic device insurance. And cover your furry friends with pet health insurance.
Taryn, don't worry. Everything is a secret until right now. Taryn and Kristen, they get the win in straight sets now. They needed to win both these matches in